Good to be back. Hey, I hope you're doing well wherever you guys are. Let's talk some options, shall we? Let's talk about unusual activity, and we're getting to it right now. This is the 22nd of December. I am that guy, Jon Najarian, 3 at 3, every day, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I bring you unusual option activity. Now, there is an exception to the every business day. I will not be doing this on Thursday. And the reason is simple. We only trade until 1 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Central Time, on Thursday, because it's Christmas Eve. So, with that said, though, virtually every other day that we don't have an exchange issue, I will be here with you to bring you unusual option activity. This disclaimer says that our services are provided for educational and informational purposes only, that every investment involves risk. You need to understand that before you make an investment. Intellectual property rights, lawyers also make me say this every day, and that is that we have registered marks, trademarks, patents, copyrights on virtually everything you're about to see. All we ask is, prior to reproducing anything you're about to see, that you ask us and then that you cite Market Rebellion. And we'll all be happy. Speaking of all being happy, bang! Fubo TV. Yep, stock was $45.80 just yesterday when we noticed at 10:52 Eastern Time, somebody feverishly buying the January 45 calls, paying from $4.20, which again, since every option is for 100 shares of stock, is $420, up to $674 for each and every option that they purchase, since every option is for 100 shares. So they did that, and we said, this is a $2 million trade like that. I want to follow those kind of traders. And how did it work out? Worked out pretty well yesterday. And today, this was yesterday as we established that trade, the 45.50. And that spread widened out dramatically because Fubo made an extraordinary move to the upside today. Again! There is our Market Rebellion YouTube channel. If you guys would be so kind as to subscribe, that means that we would push towards 8,000. I believe we're over 7,500 right now. When this picture was taken last week, just 3 days ago, that was 7,200. So thank you for supporting us in the way that you have. And if you click that bell up in the upper right-hand corner, when you subscribe, you will be alerted to every time new content drops, whether it's my podcasts, whether it's Pete's The Take, whether it's 3 at 3 or the workout videos in the morning. You get it all. All right, so let's talk unusual option activity today. And let's kick that off with General Electric. Generous Electric, I told Stephanie Lane she'd like this. We see unusual activity in here. As you see, the stock had languished down there at the $6 and $7 level for a long time this year. But after easing in the last few sessions, maybe it's ready to go back to the upside. Why do I say that? Because of the January call buying. January 1150 calls, in fact. Take a look at this. 75,000 of those changing hands. Now, that's an awful lot of calls changing hands, my friends. 7.5 million share equivalent. You need to be aware of that. These are January options. They've got about a month to live, so be aware of the time decay, and you may want to do a spread. You can learn more about it at, guess where? marketrebellion.com/get started. We have coaches and mentors that can take you through. We also have remote learning where you can just log in from any device anywhere on this earth and get the intelligence that our coaches have posted about understanding option spreads, time decay, volatility, compression, and expansion, and how to use them best to make you more money. You can do that if you go to marketrebellion.com/get started. All right, time for the second bit of our unusual option activity. As I said on halftime, both of these, Scott, are options that expire in January. The first one I just showed you was Generous Electric. Second one is Canadian Solar, CSIQ. Now, I've liked these guys for a long time. I like First Solar as well. And these guys, they're buying the Jan 55 calls with the stock sub 50. Now, the great news is, sub 50 meaning under $50 a share, that the stock has been moving up steadily. And even after I mentioned it, which some of you have cited, oh, when John mentions it, that's the pump. Now, if people follow us in, great, but we're not doing it to pump. We're doing it because we recognized unusual institutional-sized buying at a given strike price that triggered our heat seeker algorithm, and we're pointing it out. Now, if you're a subscriber, of course, you do hear about that when it happens. I do it on the halftime report. It may have just happened, or it may have happened several hours ago. But we always disclose what we're long, what we're short, what our positions are, and that's by rule over at CNBC. There is that call. As you see, the calls have already moved up from $1.55 to $3.30 on the highs today, and are presently at about $2.85, $2.95. Look at that volume, 18,297. I highlighted it there because that's our heat seeker showing us that. You see that it is significantly faster than what the other over at Yahoo was showing as far as option volume. Our algorithms are dependent on getting a direct feed from the exchanges. So we see things long before most people see them because we're paying for the co-location in those server plants, in those market data centers, so that we can see it in real time. That's how the heat seeker works. We've got to see it in real time to know, did it trade on the offer, did it trade on the bid? Somebody sells it on the bid, then we're not going to do anything about it because that could be a covered right. It's a bullish trade, but it doesn't drive me crazy. I'm not going to chase in and follow it. Somebody buys them on the offer, I want to follow. All right, I hope you follow. Space, the final frontier. This is Virgin Galactic. 7,000 of the 31 December expiration calls at the 25 strike bought. So, things you need to know. This Thursday is the last trading day of this week, and this Thursday is the 24th. Next Thursday will be the 31st. We will not trade on Friday of either of these 2 weeks, folks. So these December 31st expiration means they expire next Thursday, not Friday. Next Thursday. There won't be trading next Friday. But if you pulled it up, you wouldn't be able to screw that up. But I just wanted you to be aware of that. As I've said already about this Thursday, the 24th, Christmas Eve, we only trade until 1 p.m. Don't trade the whole day, as in normal circumstances. We only trade until 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 Central. Anyway, Virgin Galactic, somebody buys a lot of calls. Let's say the average price is $1.25 for 7,000 of these. That's pretty close to $1 million trade like that. I want to follow that. Somebody also bought 6,000 of the December 28 strike calls. Same expiration, 31st. So people are buying the 28 strike and they're buying the 25 strike. They are bullish because the stock is 24.78. I followed them. I will be in these trades probably until the middle of next week. There is a graph, and you see that November 23rd, about a month ago, stock was right where it is now, and then made a surge into the first week of December where it traded to 37. Do we have another one of those in the cards? Maybe. That's what the institutional paper tells me. We might see an explosion to the upside. That is why I'm in these calls. Bang. And that is Crypto Rebellion. We, as I told Scott Wapner and Anthony Scaramucci today, we have a and have had for several years now, Rebellion Crypto, which is education in cryptocurrencies. We can teach you how to trade crypto. We can teach you how to protect your crypto using listed put options, using put options that are traded on exchanges around the world. Some of those you'd have to use a VPN to get there. But we can show you all of that. Crypto can be confusing because not a lot of Americans have really delved into this as hard as perhaps they should have, but we have, and we can teach you. You can go to marketrebellion.com/crypto to learn more. Questions. I love these questions. So let's get started. That's my Twitter handle, @Jon Najarian. You can send me a question there. Just @JONNAJARIAN. This for our friends that are only listening to the program, like those of you on Sirius Satellite Radio. On the other hand, you can also send it to @3, the word @3, again, the number 3, _UOA, as in unusual option activity. All right, my buddy Kev sends me this. Kevin, I love it when you send me texts and all the other fun stuff that you do. And in this case, Kevin's talking about Southwest Energy, SWN. Did y'all see this monkey business with SWN? I know you don't talk like that, Kevin. Just making you out to be somebody you're not. Maybe even Jon Najarian did. It's like a lotto that's good for 59 days. Well, in fact, we did see this, Kev. And there is what we saw, 22,000 of those February 4 calls, 9,000, which is 900,000 share equivalent, of the Feb 350s. Then you got the Jans, the Jan 4s, 6,800. You got the Jan 350s and the Jan 3s. In other words, a lot of paper in this name. Thank you, Kev. You are right, and I am in with you. Bang. Bears. Okay, Scott Van Eck, who must like Assassin's Creed, because that looks like an Assassin's Creed dude in his avatar, says, @Jon Najarian, serious question. Should the Bears re-sign Trubinsky? Well, you and I both know the Bears should have drafted a young kid who's playing in Kansas City instead of Mitch Trubinsky. But not a lot of folks had as high an opinion of one Mr. Mahomes. But unfortunately, I think Trubinsky's a good guy. I just don't think he has developed as much as I'd like to see. And the Bears are in this vicious circle, Scott, of constantly betting a lot on a franchise quarterback only to have that not pan out, and then we have to waste another draft pick over and over and over again. What I said, Scott, was the Bears and the Vikings should merge. They should take the Bears defense and the Vikings offense, put them together. That would be an unstoppable team. Then, and not because Kirk Cousins is the greatest, but if he had a great defense like the Bears defense instead of their sucky Minnesota Vikings defense, they would work out better. Now, the combined loser team would be the Bears offense and the Vikings defense. They would lose every game. So that's what they should do, Scott, and I am serious. MVIS. Jon Najarian, Pete Najarian from Cannonballs, plural, 17. He says, MVIS, thank you for the Xmas gift. Glad I joined Market Rebels. Grateful. We are grateful for you, Patrick. I'm happy for you that you have a great winning trade. I'm also grateful for you and everybody else that supports us and follows us. We really, truly appreciate it. And I am delighted for you. Bang! From me to you. Go get them, Cannonballs 17. All right. LMT, which is Lockheed Martin. Farmer Josh, 69, asks, Big Bros, coming in hot with a 10-bagger. LMT, 350 calls expiring January 8th. What do you gents think? Like it? Like the way you think? I don't know if it's going to be a 10x, but I love that. And I think that defense stocks are always a good bet. I must say I am not in LMT at this time. But I applaud you, Farmer Josh 69, and I sure hope this is a 10-bagger. Fubo! Market Rebels, Jon Najarian, Pete Najarian, 3 at 3. Anybody make money in Fubo today? This was a freebie from John yesterday. Thank you, John. In a 45-50 spread. I love that you're in that spread. I was in it as well. Steve, that's SMCDANIE. Steve McDaniel. It's only part of the McDaniel. He leaves off the L at the end. Yep, in it. Love it. Bang. Well done, Stephen. And Benny Hill, which is up toins, not options, up toins. Benny says, Pete, best wishes, happy birthday. Pete Najarian, please retweet to spread the word. Pete Najar Wife, which is Pete's wife's Twitter account, at Jon Najarian, which is me, at Scott Wapner, CNBC, Scotty, Reformed Broker, Josh, Market Rebels, us, Steve Weiss, Halftime Report, Jim Cramer, Lance Sol Lapetito. Yeah, we appreciate it. Pete is my business partner. Couldn't have a better business partner. Smarter guy, nicer guy, and really just delighted for him that he's been able to explore the country while he's been on COVID, operating remotely from Dallas, from Houston, from New Orleans, from Florida, Sarasota, Naples, Atlanta. I mean, he's been all over the place on this trip. And Pete, wish you a very happy birthday. Same birthday as my dad, and our dad passed August 30th this year. Pete was born on the same day as my dad. So happy birthday, Pete. Happy birthday, Dad. God bless you both. And God bless each and every one of you. If you'd like to learn more about Market Rebellion, you can do that by going to marketrebellion.com/UOA. That is marketrebellion.com/UOA for unusual option activity. I thank you for joining us here today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I look forward to joining you again tomorrow on the Halftime Report from right back here up in the Eagle's Nest. Thank you for joining us, folks. Tell a friend about the show. Don't forget to subscribe for free over on YouTube. And bang!